The word Orwellian is used so frequently in political commentary that it has lost its analytical power. It has become a common partisan insult, a piece of background noise whenever the executive branch acts. Treating George Orwell's vision in Animal Farm as a structural blueprint allows us to map the specific mechanics of power consolidation currently in motion. In early 2017, executive actions were tempered by institutional friction. By 2025, that constraint had dissolved. The 26 executive orders signed on day one represent a structural shift that aligns with the novel's internal logic of rapid consolidation. By applying this literary framework to current data, we can strip away the political emotion. We're left with three specific mechanisms actively rebuilding the executive branch. The first mechanism is doctrinal revision. In the novel, the founding commandments are preserved in name, but their text is quietly modified to authorize the administration's new behaviors. Between 2017 and 2021, attempts to reshape legal frameworks relied on trial and error policies, like the repeated redrafts of early travel bans. Look at Executive Order 14160. The original 14th Amendment text remains stationary, but new executive definitions layer over it, reinterpreting citizenship without an amendment. The same applies to January 6th. Through mass pardons, the legal classification shifts retroactively from a riot to a pardoned act. The power of doctrinal revision is the veneer of historical continuity it provides, while the executive branch executes a redirection of federal authority. In the novel, Boxer, the horse, is the loyal worker whose steady compliance keeps the farm running. His real-world counterpart is the career civil servant. This chart tracks federal workforce numbers following the 2025 Schedule Policy Career Rule. The data isolates a sharp drop, with the workforce plummeting by roughly 220,000 net employees in a single year. Beyond the workforce, the administration moved against oversight. The coordinated firing of 17 inspectors general in early 2025 mirrors the novel's removal of independent voices, clearing the path for a personalist vision of governance. This reveals a specific administrative logic. The workers whose institutional knowledge maintained the government are discarded when their compliance to authority reaches its limit. The final stage of consolidation is normalization. Orwell illustrated this with the two legs motif. The moment the ruling class openly adopts the exact behavior the original rebellion condemned. In January 2025, mass pardons were issued to roughly 1,500 January 6 defendants, including the violent organizers of the clashes. Immediately following those events, violence against police was condemned by the political coalition itself. Through these pardons, those actions are officially rehabilitated into the new doctrinal framework. Normalization functions as a policy declaration, signaling the coalition's previous moral boundaries are being actively redrawn. But a blueprint is not a prophecy. The flaw in applying this literary parallel perfectly to the United States is that Orwell's farm is a closed system with no outside recourse, while America is not. The stakes differ in kind. The novel relies on literal executions for control, whereas the U.S. parallel is restricted to administrative removals and forced resignations. This distinction appears in the courts. In 2025, the Reyes opinion ruled the Inspector General firings unlawful. Similar pushback halted military deployments in U.S. cities, including the LA Posse Comitatus ruling and the Supreme Court's rejection of the Chicago appeal. The mechanisms of consolidation are identifiable and active. But while Orwell's animals had no recourse, American citizens operate within a federalist structure, meaning the final outcome is currently being contested in the courts.